When them do me wrong, I do them.
Pioneering Excellence, the annual International Finance and Accounting Conference is happening in Trinidad and Tobago on November 21st and 22nd. Joining us this morning in studio is Conference Chair Desmond Dial to share a little bit more and hopefully some of the history as well. Good morning and welcome, Desmond.
Thank you, and it's a pleasure being here.
It's a pleasure to have you with us this morning. Thank you for joining us. We see that you've been in this industry for over 16 years, so one can only imagine the breadth of knowledge that you have. But one of the things we definitely need to know is we see the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Trinidad and Tobago. We hear this phrase all the time. We know about the body, but how exactly does the body regulate the accounting profession and population in Trinidad and Tobago?
Happy to have that question. So the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Trinidad and Tobago, as you rightly said, is our regulatory body for accountants in Trinidad and Tobago. It's been here for quite a while, established by the Act 1970, so quite a while. And it's ready to uphold the high standards of the accounting practice. It's ensuring compliance with the international and accounting and auditing standards of Trinidad and Tobago. Also, it fosters ethical conduct among our members.
Do you see members adhering to it? I mean, I know members you have to become a member, of course.
Correct.
And is it that once you do become an accountant, you have to become a member of the organization?
Well, I would say it's recommended
that
you become a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Trinidad and Tobago because they help guide you, they support you in the field. Some people, they don't, but it is recommended. If you're going to practice in Trinidad and Tobago to be a certified accountant, it is recommended that you join the profession.
And of course, it's recommended that you see what's happening with this conference on the 21st and 22nd as well. Can you tell us a bit more about the IAFAC Conference 2024 and the objectives particularly?
Sure. So the annual International Finance and Accounting Conference, this is the 15th year ICATT is hosting it. So it's quite a number of years we've been hosting this conference. And the theme this year is Pioneering Excellence. Right, pioneering excellence reflect our mission to empower professionals, the accounting professionals, to lead with impact and innovation in the face of industry changes. I heard the inspector speaking about AI and cybersecurity, some very important topics this year. This theme aligns with ICATT's vision of raising standards, expanding horizons, and positioning our members at the forefront of global trends.
Something that is so important. So how exactly does ICATT ensure that the conference, and I guess the organization as a whole, remain aware, up to date with the industry needs, and also that the conference remains relevant?
Yep, and again, good question. So at this conference, we tend to get a lot of, I would say, relevant speakers on these topics. So for example, this year we have Ian Forbes. Ian is the Chief Operating Officer of Angostura, and he will be the key feature on this day. We also have Cavell Joseph St-Omer, President of RMAT, will be part of an engaging panel on talent management. And again, heard it this morning speaking about talent and stuff. And this will be moderated by Zia Payton, a partner and digital services leader at PricewaterhouseCoopers. Again, we have people like Maria Daniel, a partner at EY, who will bring valuable insights on financial resilience and strategic planning, and her panel will also feature people such as Adrian Schoon, the CEO and the founder of Spirit Gas, alongside Andre Jeffers, Chief Strategy Officer of Ansa McCall, and James McCletchy, Group CFO, Massey Group.
You've mentioned some heavy-hitting names there and some heavy-hitting companies as well. What about those who are involved in supporting the IAFAC 2024? Do you have a long list of sponsors, and how do they play a role in the success of the conference?
Yep, so we have quite a number of sponsors, and as I mentioned before, ICATT is the regulatory body, so it's a non-profit organization. So we always have sponsors here who see the interest and the relevance of, I would say, growing the profession in the future. So our titanium sponsor this year is DeSalcott, who has been our titanium sponsor for 7 years. And we have platinum sponsors such as Ernst & Young Services Limited, my own PwC, which I work for, PricewaterhouseCoopers. We have an array of gold sponsors as well, including ACCA, which is the Association of Certified Chartered Accountants, accounting firm BDO, we have CFA, Deloitte, Grant Thornton, KPMG, and more services. These sponsors are all instrumental in elevating the conference experience, and their contribution helped to ensure that IFAC remains a premier professional event. Our silver sponsors include A.V. Knowles, Baker Tilly, Guardian Group, PKF, Republic Bank Limited, Smart Solutions International, TTMB. And of course, we have bronze sponsors as well. Exim Bank, NGC, and SN Goulding Services Limited.
Now, there's no doubt, obviously, that something is being done right, because as you mentioned, it was the 14th or 15th year that this is 15th year that this is happening in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, let's step away for a moment and just, I mean, you in the profession, what would you say is one of the main benefits or main takeaways that you get from attending these conferences?
So one of the main benefits, I would say, walking away from this conference is to make sure that you're up to date. And we live in a very dynamic world. Things are changing rapidly. We had COVID, the war is still going on.
Yeah.
And it's ready to keep updated in terms of trends and various IFRSs and stuff.
Now, we did discuss very briefly off air that this is also open to the public. What would you say would be the benefits that they'll take away from this, not being an accountant? What can you learn?
Yeah, so apart from having all the accounting stuff, in addition to that, again, knowing what's happening around the world to sustain your business. Again, I know this morning there were several topics on AI, cybersecurity, talent management and stuff. So again, it's really to know what's happening out there so that you can understand and how to direct your business to sustain it in the future.
Wonderful. What has the response been like from the accounting industry particularly?
And again, really happy to hear that, because over the years, I would say the response rate has grown, and you can see the number of, I would say, sponsors and the people involved in such a conference. So it has been growing over the years, and I'm sure it will continue to grow in the future.
Excellent. And as you mentioned, of course, the sponsors, the accounting industry, but do you see the general public, do you see their interest also peaking in this?
Yes, of course, because apart from accountants, we have people who are there sitting in just to get the information, because it helps them.
And it's happening from the 21st to the 22nd of November. Where is it taking place?
Correct. It's taking place at the Hyatt Regency Conference Hotel. And it starts at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock in the morning. And what about registration? Is registration still open?
Registration is still open, and you can log into www.icatt.org, and you can call 623-8000 if you have any problems, but registration is still open.
And will there be registration on the day? I know sometimes at conferences you can go and register on the morning itself.
Given the uptake in the numbers, I don't think it may be, but I think if you really want to join the session, and it's a really interesting conference, please log into www.icatt.org.
And definitely with the theme Pioneering Excellence, one can only imagine the amount of information and the benefits that we can take away from this. And for those who are accountants but perhaps not registered with ICATT, where can they get more information? Again,
log into the website. It's free. And the number is 623-8000. You can always call in, and they're very helpful.
Oh, wonderful. Well, Desmond, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Hoping that you really enjoyed the conference and are able to take away some more from it.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure to have you. Desmond DL, conference chair this morning, speaking about our upcoming conference. You do not want to miss the IAFAC happening on the 21st and 22nd of November at the Hyatt Regency Hotel with the theme Pioneering Excellence. Stay tuned, because there is excellence coming up after this break on the Now Morning Show.
I do them right. I'm just